Hi, and welcome to our journey through hydroponics. We are new beginners to hydroponics, and so we're going to just kind of walk you through start to finish, from taking things from seeds all the way up till hopefully nice mature plants in our different hydroponic systems. So we're basically just getting started. My husband hasn't even built the systems yet. We're kind of slowly working on it, but we'll share our whole journey with you as we go along. But for today, I'm gonna just start you guys out with how I'm gonna start out my seeds and start getting them germinating. We are not professionals. Like I said, we just have learned, just like probably most people, just reading articles and watching YouTube videos. So by no means am I proclaiming to be a professional. This is a learning process for both myself and husband, but we're going to take you on our journey together. We'll make some mistakes together. We'll learn some things as we go along, but we want to share this with you for those who may just be interested in seeing how we started and where we get to in the end. So today I'm going to start getting my seeds ready for germination. I have several different things I'm working with here. As you can see, what I basically did is I labeled my cups. So I've got some baby leaf spinach, some lettuce, different types of lettuce. I have a Bibb lettuce, a Vivian lettuce, an iceberg lettuce, and just some sweet peppers. I think it was a combination of red and green. And then some tomatoes. These are Roma tomatoes. And I've read, several different people saying that they soak their seeds in some sort of purified or RO water for a few hours. And so as you can see, I've put my seeds into the cups here. I've also read that the seeds that sink to the bottom are the ones that are the viable seeds, and the ones that are floating most likely won't germinate. So as you can see, I do have some floaters in there. So I probably will take those out and try and use the ones that sink to the bottom, since my understanding is the ones that are sunk are the ones that are more viable for germination. So that's what I've done. This is some pretty pure water. My husband and I actually collected this snow. We had quite a bit of snow out here, and so we basically melted it down, and the ppm on this water is like 2, so it's pretty close to pure. So we're going to use that for starting our plants for now, and we figured that was the cheapest, easiest way to get some really fresh, pure water for our veggies. And I'm not going to be doing any fruits right now. We're going to start with veggies, and we might work to fruits later. So as you can see, I have my rapid rooter plugs. That is what I want to use for my grow medium for now. I've researched different ones, but I've read the rapid rooter plugs are pretty good. Now I've read some people soak them, and some say you don't need to soak them. I went ahead and just soaked them in my pure water, just like I did my seeds. Now these have been soaking overnight, so they should be nice and moist and ready to go. I just dropped them in a 2-gallon bucket with some purified water, just enough to cover them up. So they should be nice and ready to go. So then I have here my just a simple grow tray that we just got from Walmart. They have more expensive ones. This one does have the dome with it. As you can see here, this one has the dome, but it doesn't have a humidity control. Some of the more fancier ones have humidity control on them. I don't plan on worrying too much about. I'll check my humidity levels. However, if I need to take the humidity down, I will simply just lift the lid a little bit. So I'm not worried about that, but they have fancier ones out there. I just stuck with the real simple ones. Now, as you'll see here, I also have a very smaller set of 4. And this is in a different type of a plastic container. It's just because we're going to be doing several types of lettuces and spinach, and then we're going to be doing tomatoes and peppers. But the tomatoes and pepper plants are going to need to have their germination temperatures just a little bit higher than our lettuces. And because the lettuces are the cool water plants. And so I'm going to germinate them in a different container because I'm going to separate them out and put my lettuces in a cooler area for germination. And I'm going to put my peppers immediately under a grow light and get those temperatures a little bit higher. So that's the reason why I have these separated. I don't suppose it matters what type of a container. We just need to be able to keep the humidity and keep it warm. So I just happen to have this plastic container in my kitchen. I'm going to use that to germinate my pepper plants and my tomato plants, and then the lettuces are going to go into the grow tray here because I'm going to keep their germination temperatures just a little bit different. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my grow plugs and start putting them, my rapid rooter plugs, into these little containers here, and then get ready to put the seeds in for germination. Okay, so as you can see, I've got my daughter helping me now because I need to show you. So these have been soaking, and my understanding is don't squeeze them out because you can damage the unit itself. So you just kind of want to just shake it off a little bit and go ahead and stick your, I'm going to go ahead and just stick them into my trays first before I seed. So I'm going to go ahead and stick these in here. Now it's really just our plan. I don't like the way this one looks, so I'm going to switch it. It's just our plan really to just do a couple of peppers and tomatoes right now. So I'm really only going to do 2. And then for my lettuces, I'm not going to do all of these, but as you can see, like I said, just kind of let the water shake off a little bit. I'm not going to squeeze them out in any way. Let the water drip down. It'll be really good for the roots once they start germinating anyways, so that moisture will be really good for the plants. So you definitely don't need to worry about squeezing them out or doing anything like that. Just kind of shake them off a little bit, stick them in, and then you should be just fine. These are going to be plenty moist to go ahead and start growing. Now we're only going to do a limited number, probably about no more than 20 total grow plugs, simply because we're starting out with a small scale hydroponic system and we can't fit that many. But if it's a success, eventually we're going to start making it bigger and grow on a larger scale. But for right now, we're going to start pretty tiny, and I'm only going to have room for about 20 total plants in all of our systems. So this is what we're going to work with as of right now. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try and separate out my seeds that are floating from my seeds that have sunk. And then I'm going to go ahead and get them in the plugs, but I'm not going to video that part because it may take me a little bit of time, but just know I'm going to separate them out, get the floaters out of there, and go ahead and work with the ones that are on the bottom. So I'll be back with you guys in just a minute. Okay, so what I've done here is I've actually separated out, these are my bell pepper seeds, and I've actually just went ahead and poured them onto a paper towel. These were the ones that were sunk to the bottom, so I'm going to use these ones. Some people I've seen just put one seed per plug. There's others who put, 2 or 3, and then just to increase the chances of germination, and then they just go ahead and pick out the strongest seedlings and use those ones and get rid of the weakest ones. So I'm just, because we're just starting, I'm going to go ahead with 2. I'm going to go ahead and put them in here, and you just need to go about 1/4 of the way down. Because these are so tiny, I just got some tweezers, but I'm going to just push them down about 1/4 of the way. And I'm going to go ahead and stick to another one in here. Now again, these are my pepper plant seeds for my bell peppers. I'm going to just go with 2 and hope I can get one to germinate. So I'm not going to show you when I seed each plug, but at least you'll have an idea. You just kind of stick them down in there. And then the other thing that you need to do as well is when you get your seeds, once you get your seeds in there, just try and pull off a little piece of the plug from the side and just kind of cover the top piece right there. Just like that. Cover it over just a little ways so that that hole is kind of closed up. That's another step that you're supposed to take there once you actually get your seed inside. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video and repeat this process until I get all of my seeds into the grow plugs. And then from there, I will show you what we're going to do next. So I'm just going to do, like I was saying before, I'm just going to do pure water. I'm not doing a nutrient solution on these, but I may eventually, once they sprout, go up to maybe a quarter strength nutrient solution. But just know right now mine are going to be in purified water. And then I'll take it from there. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to put my dome over both of these, and I'm going to take them and get them ready to start germination. And then that will pretty much wrap up the seeding portion of our videos. And then as we get our hydroponic systems built, then I'll start showing you how we're going to get these transplanted once they start sprouting. But that'll come later on down the line. We may do a video on how we're building our systems as well. That might be helpful to some people. So as my husband starts building our hydroponic systems, we'll probably do a video to show how we did ours. Of course, there's many different ways and there's many different systems. So I'll end with that for now, and we're going to get these things germinating, and we're going to give some updates as they grow and see how they go.